Hi there, you're welcome back to my channel. So today I want to show you how to make this dress as seen on the thumbnail. So join me to the table. Breath of the forest calls your name. So this is almost 3 years of a crepe fabric or vintage, I don't know. So I would go ahead and show us how you're going to fold this. This side is the yard side, all right? Is the yard side, and the length of this is 60 inches. You can see I already folded here. And for the front, you determine how much you want to pleat. For me, I want to pleat about 8 inches, and this is on fold, so that means I should have 4 inches here. Then your highest body circumference, in my case it is hip, divided by 4. Whatever you have, you also mark it here, or you mark it. Then this is going to be a flay. Depending on the amount you want it to flay, you can add maybe extra 5 inches or even 6 inches or more. Then you go ahead and cut. That is for the front. For the back is the same, except that you don't need the 4 inches for the pleating. I've gone ahead to fold this and marked. Let me explain again. For the front, what I want to pleat is 4 inches. In total it is 8 inches, right? And the hip circumference divided by 4 of my client, because we need quarter. The front is on fold, the back is on fold, so one of it, quarter, is 10 inches. That is 40 divided by 4 is 10 inches, and I have 10 inches here. Now from here, 2 inches side allowance, I have it here. Then the rest is how flay I want this to be, and in total I have 7 inches. Now for this side I'm going to pleat, I can decide to hide it under. This is my shoulder line. I'm gonna ahead to mark half an inch starting point line, just to give us a straight start and shoulder allowance, and from there I start taking my measurement. The length of my client is 44 inches, then I left 1 inch hemming allowance. For the vertical measurement, armhole circumference is 16 inches, divided by 2 is 8 inches. That will give us the chest line. Shoulder to bust, 10 inches. So shoulder to hip, in fact I don't even need shoulder to hip, but let me just mark it. Shoulder to hip is 26. But like I said, I don't need this. Then the shoulder to shoulder divided by 2, 15 divided by 2 is 7.5. Let me go ahead and draw out this line. Sorry the light was interrupted, but I just have to continue with what I have. So this same shoulder line that I marked here, I'll mark it at this point so I can get a straight line. That is 7.5. For the horizontal measurement, the bust circumference divided by 4, bust is 36 inches, divided by 4 is 9 inches, plus half inch for ease allowance, then 2 inches side allowance. You can use 1 or 1.5 inches, and I'll mark the same thing up at the chest line. The neck width, 3 inches, neck depth for the front, for the back force is 1 inch, for the front same 3 inches, and I will connect. I'm doing freehand, you can use your French curve. On the shoulder line, we come down with shoulder slant of 1 inch because our shoulder is not straight, it is slanted. Then I connect it into the neck width. Then as usual, for the front armhole, we are going to come down at the midpoint. Measure what you have from here to here, find the midpoint and go in there with half of an inch. Then connect it back to here and then to your measurement. Just for the front, the reason we do this is because we have bust, and our bust makes the armhole part to be curved, so we want to take in that shape. But for the back, it is just as straight as what you can see here. All right, that is the difference. Then I'll go ahead and connect this. So I want to connect it straight to this point, that is the allowance line. I can choose to make here straight, all right, but I just want to curve it in a little bit like this. Okay, and then on the hemline, it is good to come up with some inches, so I will come up with 1.5 inches or 2 inches so that it will not be that pointy. This is flay. And I'll connect it into here. So I just took out the 2 inches side allowance and then I went ahead to create the curve. I've gone ahead to fold the back and I'm going to place the front on it. I've placed it, then I'll go ahead to come out by half an inch for the front armhole sewing allowance. On the shoulder line, half of an inch. For the neckline, back neckline, half of an inch. Then I'll go ahead and cut. Cutting for the back armhole first. For the back neck first. Then this. This is the front, the folded part, that pleat part. I'm going to notch it, notch the center back. Even if I'm going to use it or not, notch the back. Then I can take out the back. Then go ahead and cut the armhole for the front. Just the same way I did for the back. This is the shape of the armhole for the front. I'll come out by half of an inch. No, just connect it. Same with the neckline. Come up with half of an inch. And I will notch here. Don't mind this shape, we can still deal with it later. So first things first, I'm going to sew this from here down to the bust point, or 1 inch below the bust point. This is it. I'm done sewing it and this is how it looks at the front. So it depends on where you want the key split to end. That's what you're going to do. And this one is going to be like this now. You spread it. So that's how it's going to appear. You go ahead and give this thing a good ironing, like iron it very well down to the hem to give that crease line. I have another fabric here folded. So I'll trim it into the shape. Then I'm going to determine the depth of the buttonhole. Remember we've taken 1 inch already out. So okay, I'll place this here 1 inch. I want it to be 7 inches so that it can pass the neck. Place it this way. I went ahead to mark a straight line at the center. And then I have this loop, just cut as bias. Of course, the way you fold your bias, fold this side, fold together, and then you sew. And it is 2 inches. So it is 2 inches. What I'm going to do is fold it this way, put it under. Make sure you leave half of an inch here because it's going to be sewing allowance. Half of an inch or even a little 0.75. I'll put it here. I can pin it. Then I want it to be 2. So I'll also put another one, maybe 2 inches apart or 3 inches apart. Put here, pin it. Then with this line, I'm going to sew with half of an inch. After this line, just space it out how you want it. Maybe from this line, I go out by 0.25 and sew, making this place a little bit curved, sewing up again. When I get to that loop, I backstitch, just to reinforce it. 0.75, so 0.25 on each side. When I come here, I hope this is clear. So this is it after sewing, and I even went ahead to slash it open at the midpoint, notched it so that it can free up. You can see that. Okay, and I didn't sew here again. You can see I didn't sew here, just sewed this part, and that's all. Then the next thing is to join it on the shoulder, right side to right side. I'll go ahead and sew here with half of an inch, sew here with half of an inch. You can now As you placed it like this, you can decide to take this one of the back, the interfacing of the back, align it like this, and then sew with half of an inch to at least cover up some raw edges. Do the same here. Pick the interfacing of the back, place it here, and sew with half of an inch. So this is what I have. As you can see, I'm done joining at the shoulder, and I also used my hemming gum. This is hemming gum. I doubled it, put it underneath. This is it. Alright, and I went ahead to iron it so that it will lay flat. Okay, and then you can see the pleats. I spread it out, and I've also stitched it at the neckline. I've also ironed it. This is the front side. You can see. So the next thing is for that collar. What I will do is I'll hold it like this. Get a fabric here. I have one, two, three, four for the two sides of the collar, and also it's going to be this main fabric. I'm using it as the lining too. As you can see, I've ironed the softest pepper stay on this. I ironed it on just two pieces. All right, so I'll go ahead, place this way. Okay, I want it to align at the back. This is the back. I will just leave half of an inch because I'm going to, turn this. So I'll leave half of an inch, place it like this, spread this one out, and I'm going to mark whatever I have. Now, if you want the front collar to just go straight, you mark here straight, but it's going to be separated, right? It's going to be separated. So for that reason, I'm going to, mark it like this. Let it be separated. Inverted V. Now measuring how much I want it to be 2.5 inches, then 1/2 inch to join it and 1/2 inch to turn it here. So it's 3.5 inches. Then I'm going to mark 3.5 inches. This is it, and like I said, I 1/2 inch this side to join it. But here I just want to make the front to come out further. So here I just go outwards by 1/2 inch again and blend it into what I have here. That's just it. It's optional, please. So I'll go ahead and cut. Alright, I'm done cutting it out. So this is it. One, two. I've also notched. I gave it a notch to know my front. I gave it a notch here. So this side is the front. Then I'll go ahead to sew 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch, 1/2 inch. Do the same for this one. I'm done sewing, and I'll notch and cut out excesses. This is my front side. The shape is even different. It's pointier. I'm done turning it, and I've also ironed it. Okay, so we go ahead and attach just the way we did it before again. This is the center front and this is the back. I'll pick one like this. I'll pick one, align it to the center front. Then I have my bias. This is going to have a raw edge. Fold this part in, put it this way, and then I'm going to sew with 1/2 inch, whichever. So I will sew until I get to the back side. I will cut off this, fold again, and sew. That's what I will also do to this part. This is it. I've also trimmed it down to avoid bulkiness. So the next thing is to turn it, complete it. All right, just fold it backwards and then lift this out, and then I'm going to sew to cover up the raw edge. Then I'm sewing down. Do the same thing for this side. Then we go ahead and join our sleeve. All right, guys, now this is what I have after it. This is it, and here is it from the front side. All right, and you can see the V cut I was talking about, but the back side is just straight. Okay, and I'm gonna yet also attach my sleeve. I have a tutorial on how to draft and cut a basic sleeve, so I'll link it up at the top right. Click on the link right now and it's going to take you there. Although this one is a puffed, kind of a puffed one, so if you want a tutorial on how to make the sleeve, drop it on the comment section and I will do that. I will consider that based on the request. The next thing is to join it on the side. So right side facing right side, right side facing right side. I'll start from my sleeve and sew it with the allowance then to this place. Remember I gave 2 inches side allowance. I'll sew it with that. 2 inches, 2 inches down to the hem of the dress. I will do the same thing to this other side, join the side, and when I'm done joining the side, I will proceed to hem this down part. I will hem it. Remember I gave 1 inch hemming allowance or half an inch, so fold, fold. I will take it down and I'm sewing. While I'm sewing, I'm folding and I'm sewing all the way around it. I'll do the same thing for the hem of the sleeve. I gave 1 inch, just fold it and hem it all the way around. If you notice, I've also tucked in my button. You see how everything is lying flat because I iron. Alright, Jerry, we've come to the end of this tutorial. You can see I've done everything. I've ironed this place and this is it here. And you can see this neck part, sorry, the collar. The thing I could say is, this sequin stone that can be found on lace fabrics. So I used to get it out and keep. That's what I put here. So thank you very much. I know truly that you enjoyed this tutorial. Please don't go with my like, don't go with my subscription, don't go without commenting how you feel about this tutorial, don't go without sharing this video too, please. And yeah, that'll be all for this. See you in my very good next one. For now, I hope you catch on well. Take care of you and yeah, bye.